Highlights of the news this Thursday. Traffic accident. A Beaver County man is being held for murder. And more later.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Aaron Bowman here with the Bowman Realty Group over at eXp Realty, and I want to say thank you for coming by and checking out this video today. And usually these videos are done earlier in the month. It's going to be our market report. But however, there's a lot going on in the market right now, so I had to get some slides together and some information for you that I wanted to share. So printed just a few notes here of what I wanted to talk about today, but this isn't going to be really specific to Connecticut. We will touch on a few things in Connecticut, but really it's going to be what's going on across the whole U.S. because there's a lot of stuff in the news right now that I know is scaring a lot of home buyers and sellers alike. So what I want to do is try to switch screens here over to my computer and go through some of these slides. I'll try to keep this as short and to the point as possible. If you do have any questions, you can always ask them down below. You can always send me a direct message through any one of the social media platforms that are out there. And if you want, you could always just give me a call at 860-849-9227, this number right there. And or you can email me right over here at this address. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's get into this, and so we're not here all day. All right, let's get onto the computer. All right, here we are on the computer, and let's get into these slides, if I can get this to work. All right, so first off, we're going to be looking at the FHA quarterly report. Now, basically, there's been a lot of things going on in the news, in the stock market. Basically, the yield curve is inverted, and I'm not going to go into that right now. If you don't know what that is, you can look it up on Google or any search engine that you want. But basically what it's saying with that yield curve being inverted, that there's a recession right around the corner. Now, last month, we talked about the word recession and how that's being put into the news everywhere. And then if you couple that with August 14th, the stock market dropping 800 points, then bouncing back up and down since then, has caused a lot more conversation about the word recession. So if you look year over year change in price, it's been positive. So the average has been 4.99%. And in our area of New England, we're at 4.0% as a positive price increase. So that's very important. I want everybody to understand, if you're in the market to sell or if you're in the market to buy, right now housing prices aren't dropping like we saw in 2008, and we'll get into that in a little bit more. But basically everything is going in an upward direction, even though there's a lot of talk about this word recession and everything else right around the corner. Now, if you look over year change in price for each state, you'll see each state's a little bit different, but nobody's in the red. Everybody's, increasing their price. Connecticut, if you look at it in the top right corner there, it's in the light blue, so it's 0 to 2.99%. We're at, 2.98% just for Connecticut alone, and that's from last year to this year. So year over year, everything's been positively going up, which is very important. Now, it really comes into an importance when you're looking at price points. So for the overall price point, you're looking at 3.4% increase. Now, if you have a lower, moderate priced home, so your starter home, your 3-bedroom, 1-bath, 1,100 square foot ranch, your basic home, maybe needs some work, you're looking at 5.5% because a lot of people are coming in and buying those and putting in the sweat equity and then selling them to newer buyers, the quote-unquote millennials, the Generation Z, I think, are the other ones. So that's where you're seeing that increase. The low to middle, you're looking at 4.5%. Middle to moderate, 3.8%. And then your high-priced homes, you're looking at a 2.8% increase. Now, year over year, months of supply by price range, you're looking at nationally, there's 3.3 months worth of inventory on the market, and you can see, the lower price range are at 3.5, higher price range 3.9, and that's only because the higher price range only appeals to a certain equity group of buyers or income group of buyers, so those sit a little bit longer. Now, here's a quote here: home prices have increased steadily since 2011, creating record amounts of home equity and putting homeowners in a good position to weather the future downturns. So unlike previous years, when there was recessions, right now people are in a better spot to weather those types of storms. So the annual average, or the average annual equity gain year over year per borrower. So in 2011, they were negative 1,200. In 2012, it went up to 3,400. 2013, 23. And then you can see all the way over to the first quarter, we're about 6,400 in annual equity gains. Now, this is what they have for tappable equity. So basically people who've paid off their mortgage or have put a lot of equity into their home. You can see in 2004 there was 4.2 billion. And then you can see in 2008 there was 2.8 billion when the recession happened. And then it got really low in 2011 and started to steadily climb ever since then. And right now there's 6.3 billion of equity in homes that people can borrow against if they need to or what have you. So let's also look at the negative equity share. So you can see that in 2010 there was a lot of negative equity. People were not in a good position, all the way down to the fourth quarter where there's only 4.1% of negative equity in a home, which is fantastic, especially if there is going to become a recession coming in 2020, which a lot of people have predicted that that's what's going to be happening. But if you watched last month's video, you will see that there are like 9 other things or 8 other things that have to happen before it hits the housing market, because the housing market came in number 9 on the recession scale, so to speak. So with income up and current mortgage rates about 8 percentage points below what they were 1 year ago, home sales should have a better sale price in the second half of 2019 than a year earlier, leading to a quickening in price growth over the next year. Now, this is coming from CoreLogic, who we're getting a lot of this information from. And we also see that another Deputy Chief of Economics here, Ralph McLaughlin at CoreLogic, we see that the cool down, flattening, or even reversing course in the coming months, and expect the housing market to continue to come into balance. So it's not, nobody's saying that the housing market's going to crash. There's a lot of that in the news, recession, 2008. It's not that case. Homeowners and home buyers are in a better position now than they were in 2008. And we also don't have the subprime loan lending going on, or the predatory lending, however you want to word it. So this is the forecasted year-over-year change in price. Now, Texas is the only one that really isn't changing that much. You can see they're at 1.9%. And if we look over at Connecticut, we're at a 6.8% change year-over-year in price. So an increase in 6.8% over the next year, which is great for us in Connecticut. So projected home price appreciation going forward. So I'm not going to read all this for you. You can take a look at it, but you can see that the different sources that CoreLogic looked at when putting this together, when we were researching this, you can see that in 2019 there's a lot of pluses, and 2020 kind of levels out a little bit, and 2021, 2022 are kind of very, very far in the future, but there's nothing going into the red, nothing going into the negative. Now, last month we did talk about recession, and recession is very important that everybody who's listening to this, either the podcast version or the video version, if you're looking at the slides, to understand that the word recession does not mean that we're going to have a housing crisis like in 2008. So again, there's been a lot of research done. We went over this slide last month, but we can see that everybody kind of thinks between 2019 and 2020, end of 2019 to the end of 2020 is where the recession is going to happen. Take all those resources that were listed here, these 3 people here, or these 3 groups that they surveyed, 40% say that by the end of 2020, we're going to hit a recession. Now, what does that mean for homeowners? Now, what it means is that we're not going to have, what we had in 2008. And there's a lot of people having PTSD from the last time this happened, basically, being worried that, oh my God, the market's going to fall out. We're going to lose everything in our house. We're going to be upside down. That's not the case, because a lot of those people bought those houses. They were upside down when they bought them. Unlike today, if you remember those few sides, there's a lot of equity right now that people have in their home. And so Zillow did Realtor.com did a survey of all the home buyers out there right now, and basically 53% figured that, they guessed, just like all these economists say that there's going to be a recession in 2019 to 2020. So yes, home prices and sales might flatten out a little bit, but it's not, again, like it was in 2008 because of the fact that there's no predatory lending. People who aren't, people who shouldn't get homes aren't getting them, so to speak. The income is being verified. There's a lot of different factors right now that are in place that are going to make, if this recession does happen, a lot shorter and a lot less of an impact than it was in 2008. And also you have to remember, there's going to be, like they said, there's going to be 8 other things that have to happen before it even hits the housing market. So this being said, Realtor.com still surveying these people that are out there buying homes and selling. They asked, will the U.S. housing market fare better or worse than 2008 economic recession? Now, here's the problem. 57% think it's going to be worse. It's going to be worse than it was in 2008. Only 44% think it's going to be better. And the reason why is because there's not enough information out to the masses. So there's not enough people listening to podcasts like this, watching Facebook Live videos like this, or, they're just seeing what they're seeing on the news. And of course, we all know that happy news doesn't sell. It's the fear news is what sells for everybody. So keep that in mind. Like I said, stay tuned to this channel. Stay tuned to my Facebook page, our YouTube. We'll be talking about all this stuff as it comes up. But as of right now, all the economic people out there that are looking at the numbers, that are looking at what's on the market, are saying, hey, it's not going to be as bad as 2008. Percentage of consumers who would halt their home search if recession occurs, again, through Realtor.com, 55% right now. Basically are saying that if a recession happens, we're halting our home search, which really doesn't make a lot of sense, because if you are searching for a home, why would you not search through the recession? Because home prices, technically, if it's a recession, should be coming down. Now, they're going to flatten out a little bit. You might see a percentage drop here or there, but it's not going to be like it was in 2008. So if you're looking for a good deal, it would make sense to keep looking through 2020 if you're trying to buy, a home fairly cheap or, at a discounted price. Now, the housing crash during the Great Recession left a lasting impression. But as we look ahead to the next recession, it's important to recognize how unusual the conditions were that caused the last one and what's different about the housing market today. Rather than abundant homes, we have a shortage of new home supply, which is good. Rather than risky borrowers taking on adjustable rate mortgages, we have buyers with sterling credit scores taking out predictable 30-year fixed rate mortgages. The housing market simply is much less riskier than it was 15 years ago. And this is coming from Zillow economist Jeff Tucker. Now, that is huge to understand. Like I said, back in 2008, if your dog could fill out a form they were getting, or 2006, 2007, 2005 time frame, if your dog or cat or your newborn son or daughter, just sign their name on a piece of paper, they were getting a loan. They didn't care who they were giving loans to, and that's why there was the huge issue with the subprime market and the predatory lending, and that's just not the case today. So you don't have those people in the market. Again, there's a shortage of homes. There's not a lot of new homes on the market. Like we said, I think in a couple slides back, nationally, there's like 3.5 months worth of inventory on the market. So people are buying those homes with fixed 15 and 30-year mortgages. They're not doing adjustable rates. They're not doing an 80-20 mortgage split. It's a very straightforward buying process, which is going to help when the next recession comes through. Now, we also have to look at a percentage of homes without a mortgage. That's a lot of homes. I think it's works out to 1 in every 10 on your block is owned free and clear. So there is no worry about somebody defaulting on that owned home and losing it, unlike back in 2008 when there were people that were upside down. They paid way too much for their house, and they couldn't afford the mortgage payments, even if they had no other life expenses other than just paying the mortgage. So this is going to be a much shorter recession than the last one. And Greg here, I'm not going to try to kill his last name. Again, he's a senior economist at Realtor.com. The recession is going to be shorter than the last one. I don't think the next recession will be a repeat of 2008. The housing market is in a better position. And that just goes to show you, not only were you looking at different companies from the beginning that did the three major groups that were surveyed for when the next recession is going to happen, along with regular Joe Schmoes on the street, but you're also getting Realtor.com, CoreLogic's information here. These are major people in the real estate market that are telling you this is not going to be a repeat of 2008. And I think that's what's got a lot of people worried right now, is that we're going to see that. And that's why, you know, on this channel, on this Facebook, on our podcast, YouTube channel, we really just want to inform all the home buyers and home sellers out there that the recession is not what, you know, when you see that word flash up, news alert, recession in the forecast, you know, that's not what they're talking about. There's, like I said, there's 8 other things that have to happen before we get to number 9 on the list to have the recession hit the housing market. And it's just because we're in a better position than we were in 2008. And again, if we look, this is from last month also, if we look at the home price change during the last 5 recessions, 3 out of the 5, they went up. Only in 91 and 2008 did they drop. So again, this is stating that, you know, this time around, if we do have one in 2020, the home prices are going to either go up a little bit or stay roughly the same, flatten out maybe, but it's not going to see a drop of negative 19.7%. It's just, our housing market's just not in that position anymore. So the probability of home prices being lower in the next 2 years, you can see there's nobody that's in the red. Everybody is low to minimal. If we're in Connecticut, we're at low right now, which is good because a lot of people, I think, are thinking that, oh no, we hear the word recession, it's 2008. I know I keep saying that, but I just want to beat it into your heads that we're not going to have the recession that we saw in 2008. So right now, if the 30-year fixed rate mortgage declines just a fraction more, consumer house buying power would reach its highest level in almost 20 years. This is from Mark Fleming, the First American's chief economist. And this was in last month's slides. I'm not going to go into this too much. It's just showing that there's more home buyer power right now than there ever has been before without having to tap into a subprime lending, predatory lending market, which is huge. No adjustables. I'm sorry, there is fixed rates, but no adjustables, no balloon payments, no 80-20 down payment crap, nothing like that. So consumer house buying increased by 44,000, 12.2% last month compared with 1 year ago, more than enough to overcome the 7% increase of nominal house price appreciation. In fact, house buying power is the highest it's been since we began tracking it in 1991. Again, this was from last month's slide, and again, that's from Mark Fleming. So we can see everything's showing a positive increase, staying in the black, nothing in the red, even though that word recession is getting thrown out there. Here are the resources that we use to get all this information. If you guys want to, you can feel free to check any of these out. I will try to put all these in the links down below. And that's it for the market report. Let's go back over to the camera. All right, so again, thank you for watching today's video. If you have any comments, questions, please comment down below. If you'd like more information, please let me know. If you'd like to know right now the days on market for Connecticut, the market inventory in Connecticut, I'd be more than happy to let you know that. Just let me know down below and I'll send you a video just on that to your own, or I'll send you some information on that. I just really wanted to touch on nationally what's going on. I don't do a lot of that, but oh, hit my watch. I think it's very important that everybody out there understands that just because they see the word recession on TV, that it's not going to be a repeat of 2008. And to really kind of show you with these slides and the numbers, and it's not just my information, these are top officials at real high-ranking companies that are doing this information, that are searching this information in order to tell you that, listen, it's not going to be as bad as it was in 2008. We can weather out the storm. Things might flatten a little bit, but you see everything's going to stay in the black. We're not going to be in the red like we were in 2008 at negative, what was it, 19.7% or something crazy like that. If you have any comments, questions, please comment down below. If you'd like more information, please let me know. If you'd like to know right now the days on market for Connecticut, the market inventory in Connecticut, I'd be more than happy to let you know that. Just let me know down below and I'll send you a video just on that to your own, or I'll send you some information on that. I just really wanted to touch on nationally what's going on. I don't do a lot of that, but Oh, hit my watch. I think it's very important that everybody out there understands that just because they see the word recession on TV, that it's not going to be a repeat of 2008. And to really kind of show you with these slides and the numbers, and it's not just my information, these are top officials at real high-ranking companies that are doing this information, that are searching this information in order to tell you that, listen, it's not going to be as bad as it was in 2008. We can weather out the storm. Things might flatten a little bit, but you see everything's going to stay in the black. We're not going to be in the red like we were in 2008 at negative, 19.7% or something crazy like that. So again, thanks everybody for watching. I know it's a little bit of a longer video. I try to get through it as quickly as possible. If you would, comment down below, share this with somebody you know, share it with somebody that might be thinking of buying or selling. I don't want them to think that, you know, the whole housing market's going to fall apart. You're not going to be able to get a loan on a property or anything like that. So again, thank you. And as always, if you're thinking of buying, selling, renting, investing, feel free to give myself or somebody on my team a call. You can reach us at this number here and my email here, and I'll put you in contact with the right people. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.